I don't know.
Beaumont.
Oh, that's right. Chevrolet in Canada is Beaumont. You're right. Well, what did they call the Pontiac in Canada?
I used to know that.
I used to too, and for some reason I was thinking the Pontiac was called Beaumont, but anyway. Anyway, what we're doing here, me and Jerry, we're tinkering with something here. Deb and I was driving down the road a few weeks back, and all of a sudden I smelled something funny, and next thing I know, the heater fan stopped blowing, and it's never been perfect for ever since we bought the van. Someone, let me turn on the light here and show you. Someone did some, what would you call it, backwoods engineering? Yeah.
Safe, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to call it backwoods engineering. But anyway.
Redneck garage.
Yeah, redneck garage, that kind of thing. Well, now there's actually a YouTube channel, I think, called that, and we're not talking about him. But anyway. Obviously, someone did some fancy wiring here at one time. But for a while, you know, everything worked fine. The heater fan blew okay. There was one speed that didn't work, but that was it. But then when we was driving down the road, we smelled something funny. All of a sudden, the heater fan stopped working, and we figured that due to this situation here, you know, it burned up the fan. Anyway, what we're going to attempt to do here, and I watched a couple of YouTube videos about it, we're going to replace the resistor with the proper one, and we're going to, of course, replace the fan. And we got some heat shrinkable butt connectors to butt all this up. And over here are the parts that we have. And this is the new resistor. And we're all going to be learning together on this, but this is the new resistor. This is the harness that will plug in to the resistor right there where you see those. And of course none of these are color coded, so we're going to have to trace them out one at a time as we hook everything together. And this is the new fan, and according to what I've seen, it's a fairly straightforward process to do all this. But Jerry and I are fixing to find out, aren't we, Jerry?
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are. So anyway, we'll be right back. We're going to tinker with this a little bit, and then we'll get back to you. I will say the first thing we had to do was simply pull the coolant reservoir off and get it out of the way, and it just required one 10 millimeter bolt right there, or nut right there, socket. And then of course the whole thing just slips out and moves over to the side. So now Jerry is in the process of undoing this resistor, and we're going to pull it out and compare it here in a minute. We'll be right back in just a little bit. Okay, we got the old resistor pulled out, and we're going to leave all the wires hooked up here for a little bit just to make sure. And we noticed that there was a gasket on that, and we're going to pull it off here just in case we end up reusing it. Not even sure it will work on the new one, but and it looks like it's kind of ooey and gooey. Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna clean that up, and we'll be back in a little bit. Okay, after closer inspection on the new resistor, it turns out it does have a gasket on it, which is kind of hard to see. Just show them. Of course, Jerry pulled the gasket off of the old one, but see, if you look real close, you can see that gasket right there. So it's got a gasket, and we already kind of sort of trial fitted it, and it's going to go right in like it appears to. Well, we need to pull, there's some grass and stuff in there before we do that. We got some grass down in there. I don't know if you can see it or not, and stuff, so we're going to try to get that all cleaned out here first. Then we'll go ahead and stick that down in there and get that part mounted. All right, we went ahead and we vacuumed the grass and debris out of there as much as we can. We're hoping we'll have a little more access once we pull this fan motor out. And this was real simple. We pulled this wiring harness out of the way, and it was held by one screw right here, and then the wiring harness is back out of the way. And all the, I think, yeah, all the bolts have been taken out. It was, what, how many? 4, Jerry?
4.
There was 4 of them? Okay. So I pulled the 4 bolts out, and this thing should just, yeah. I'll let you want to do the honors while I hold the camera? I'm the lucky guy. I get to do there you go. Man. Cool. Yeah, we got better access there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We'll be able to get that easily now, Jerry. That is awesome. Okay, we're going to sweep out the rest of the debris that's in there. I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's some more debris in there. I'm going to sweep out the rest of that, and then we'll be right back. All right, we got that all cleaned out, got all the grass cleaned out of it and everything. I'm sure glad Jerry had a really nice shop vac. Now we're going to go ahead and slide the resistor in place, the new resistor. I'm really surprised, of course I probably shouldn't say anything yet, but I'm really surprised at how easy it is to get to this stuff on a Chevy Express. I doubt it'd be this easy on a Ford.
Well, right. You know what I'm going to call this garage from now on?
What's that?
Jerry's old wore out Chevy garage.
Oh, Jerry's old wore out. Okay. Whatever you say, Jerry. All I can say is 271,850 miles right now. Anyway, all right, that's all bolted down. Now the next thing is the fan motor. But what we're going to do first, let's see, is the old fan motor? Where'd you do the old fan motor? The old one. We got to put the hose on it. Ah. We got to pull this hose off, and we got to look at it and get it oriented the same direction on this one. Do you remember how it was oriented?
Yep.
Kind of, sort of. And that's an AC Delco fan motor, by the way.
About like that.
About like that. All right. Then it just simply bolts back into place here. I feel kind of useless here. I could be doing all this stuff, but Jerry told me don't worry about it. You go ahead and do the filming, Bill. Isn't that right? Is that what you said?
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's really kind of hard to, because it's got a little indentation there, and you line that up and pretty much everything else lines up into place, don't it?
Yep. One notch, put on the notch.
There's 4 bolts. What size? Do you remember what size that was? The socket that took? 5.5 millimeter on that. So far, that 5.5 is done just about everything here. It took care of the resistor, and then it took care of this, and the only other socket that we used was a 10 millimeter to get the reservoir off. So far, we're only looking at a 5.5 and a 10 millimeter.
We told him a story. There was only 3 bolts holding it in and 1 to hold the harness.
Ah, okay, that's where the 4th one came from. So there's 3 bolts that actually holds the fan motor in place. Yeah, because that other one just holds the wiring harness up there. Right. Yeah, and it's the same size, same thread, same everything. Okay. All right, we'll be right back in just a little bit. We're gonna look at the harness we got to wire up, and then we'll get back to you. Okay, so this is what plugs in to the resistor right here, which is something that whoever did the engineering before didn't do. And it's only one way it'll go on, so you don't have to worry about messing it up. It's got a little clip right down here that clips right onto the little tab right down here, so there's no way you can mess that up. Now the next thing we're going to do, and this is where it's going to take a little bit of time, this is the old harness, and it's still all kind of hooked up here for a little bit. We're not going to go ahead and hang it back up here yet, back up there yet, until, I guess, till we get these all put together. But now we've got to trace these down one at a time to make sure that we get them right, because these are not color coded to the wiring here. And I'm going to assume that whoever engineered this, such as it is, did have the right wire on the right hole. You know?
You hope so.
Well, we hope so. Anyway, we'll be back in a little bit. We'll get to work on this, and we'll check back in with you here shortly. All right, everybody, this is the next day. And we ran into a little bit of a snag, and I'm hoping that someone out there can help me with this. I'm asking for everybody's help again, 2 times in a row here. I guess it's just you know, the way things are going right now. It's nothing major, but maybe someone will have an idea that I haven't explored yet. But yesterday we finished wiring everything up. Now I went ahead and bundled all this up here just a little bit ago. Before we had all the wires loose here so we could look at all of them. But we got the new blower motor in. Let me turn the light on here so you can see a little better. Got the new blower motor in, and got the new, actually this is the second new blower motor resistor. And of course this is the wiring harness right here, and the new harness that we wired up. Now what's going on here, when we got all this stuff hooked up, I thought, okay, awesome. So I'm going to go in, and I got inside the van, started it up, turned on the fan, and nothing. No fan whatsoever. Nothing blowing. So then we started tracing things down. And one of the first things we did, we took this pigtail off of the old one, off of the old resistor, and then we, you know, added some wires onto it so it would reach down here to the battery terminals, plugged it into the blower motor, and then just crossed the positive and negatives, you know, over to the terminals here on the battery, and the motor fired right off. So the blower motor is great. There's nothing wrong with that. Then what we did on these wires, you got a series of 6 wires here, and 2 of them are the positive and negative. And you know, I've got a schematic that I looked at, but it's like I'm pretty sure that, because I'm looking at it upside down, but I'm pretty sure this one is the positive, and then the third one in is the negative, which would be that one right there, you know, right there. Yeah, that one right there. So what I did, I got out my multimeter, and I you know, plugged it in there, and I was getting a full 12.4 volts right there at the terminals right there. So I know that power is coming in right there to this. And basically with these 6 wires, what you have the 2 wires, it's a positive and negative, and then the remaining 4 wires is speeds 1 through 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, which is what the fan is. So everything checked out there. At least I know that I was getting power to this harness. Now, but the issue is, then when I went in to turn everything on, and then nothing worked. So when I went down today and I picked up another resistor, this is the second resistor right here, and installed it, and still nothing changed at all. Spent another 40 bucks and nothing changed. And that's what I've been trying to avoid all this time, is to keep from throwing parts at it, you know, thinking, okay, maybe this will fix it or that'll fix it. The first resistor that I bought is a Dorman product, and this one is a Duralast from AutoZone. But they looked identical, absolutely identical. and I've still got the other one, of course. So that didn't work. Then what I did, knowing that I had power coming into this harness, because I had double checked it on the terminals on the back side of this harness with my voltmeter, my multimeter. Then what I did, I took the wire that controls high speed, number 4 speed, and I got to thinking, well, maybe I got one of my connections didn't make my connections very good, because remember, I had no fan on any speed, no fan on any speed. So what I did, I went ahead and cut the connection apart that controls high speed, number 4, and I literally twisted them together with my fingers, you know. And then I went in and tried it again, flipped the fan all the way over to high, and nothing again, nothing at all. So all those things I've taken care of. Now then I started looking for fuses, and the fuses. Let me turn this off. The fuses. I found that there was an FMX J case fuse, which is the square type fuses, the bigger square type fuses, and you can look it up. Now this is a 2004, and they're a little bit different, right around in there from like 202 to 02 to 04. But on the 04 model, it's FMX J case fuse number 51 in the terminals inside the box. And I thought, okay, and because they call that one the climate control blower motor fuse. Climate control blower is what that is called. So this morning I came out and I pulled it, cleaned off the little glass on top, looked at it real close, and I cannot see where that thing is burnt in two. And I watched a lot of videos about how to look at that. So that wasn't it. And I've been searching all this time for any other kind of fuse that could be there that is involved in controlling this, but I just don't see how there'd be anything else. Quite honestly, what I'm down to, and I'll see what you all think, what I'm down to now is thinking, okay, the fan switch on the inside of the van is toast. Maybe it's done. Of course, when you buy that cluster, you get all three. You get the fan switch and the selector switch that goes, air conditioning vent, so on and so forth, and then of course the temperature control dial. And I'm pretty sure you have to buy the whole cluster together. But anyway, that's where I'm at. Darn it, dang it. Still no fan motor. Now it's obvious when we're going down the road. I can turn it on, like when we had the cold days, I could turn it on to heat, and heat would blow through the vents, from going down the road, but not from a fan or anything, just heat from going down the road. So that part is working. It'll select from one to the other. In fact, earlier today, when I flipped it over to air conditioning, I could hear the clutch kick in. So I don't think that's that's bad either. The only possibility is possibly a loose connection at the fan switch itself, but how in the world that could ever happen because of where it is in the van, I'll show you. Look real close on the inside of the van. It's kind of nasty right now because we've had all this stuff dug out. But and I suppose, let me turn this light back on so you can see. I suppose that maybe, because I've been fiddling around in here before, tugging on wires to do other things, installing something up there that we'll talk about in a later video. But I suppose that maybe, a wire could have come loose. However, let me think. No. Yeah, there could be something there because the fan motor stopped blowing while we were on our way to where we are now, and we've been here for about 5 weeks. So it stopped on the trip over here, and we've been working on that since. And I had some of this dash pulled apart here, and it's possible that maybe I tugged on a wire there or something. Who knows? But anyway, that's what I'm up against right now. Hopefully some of you out there might have some input for me. I'd appreciate it. So I'm not used to things not working right. That's just me. I'm just not used to that, because usually I can research something a little bit and then get in there and it all goes as planned. So this is a little frustrating on my part. But anyway, all in all, let me turn this light out. I don't think we need it out here. All in all, it's been a beautiful day, except for the issues that I've been having here. But anyway, give me some input. Maybe there's somebody out there that knows something that I don't know about a fuse hidden somewhere. There's an air conditioning relay and there's an air conditioning fuse, but all they do is control what goes on with the air conditioner and the clutch system and things like that from what my research has showed me. It doesn't appear where any of that has anything to do with controlling the fan motor. So that part I did research, but we did a lot of trial and error and everything. I know without a doubt, let me stress this one more time. Turn this light back on. I know without a doubt that all of my connections in here are good. I have no concerns over that whatsoever. Because when I had this thing pulled off, I did double check the voltage coming in on the positive leg and the negative leg, and I had voltage there. The motor works because we made a pigtail to make sure that worked, but of course nothing is coming. And I did unplug this because this is simply a positive and a negative. I did unplug it and check the terminals there, and I'm getting nothing to the motor no matter where I put the fan switch. So I guess I might have answered my own question. Everything is leading towards the fan switch. It's what it looks like. But let's see what you guys think. Anyway, this is Bill, and Deb's around here somewhere. I don't know where she is. I think she was out here a minute ago. Oh yeah, there she is. There you are. What'd you make for dinner?
Pulled pork, baked beans, my version, not Paige, and deviled eggs.
Well, I like your baked beans.
We like Paige's, but you know,
Yeah.
it's more work.
Anyway, we're just trying to tough it out here, right, dear?
Oh yeah, it's tough.
It's really been toughing it out here, especially that we had such a beautiful day today. Temperature got up to the mid 80s.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah. Anyway.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Right. Well, we'll get it figured out, I know. Anyway, for now, we're going to say goodbye. This is Bill and Deb with I Ride Tiny House Adventures. We're not camping. Not right now.
Another real life thing.
Yeah, it's a real life thing right now. Anyway, y'all get out there and do some living, hopefully without issues like this. Let me know what you think. Bye-bye now.